Salutations, viewers. My name is GameDame, and welcome back to another one of GameDame Reacts, where we have yet another look into The Last of Us episode, and that is building episode 1, which was absolutely fantastic. And I hope you guys have watched this so far and have played the games. If you haven't played the games, I recommend to go play them now. But you can watch the show in the meantime if you don't have the means to play the game. So without further ado, let's watch the Building The Last of Us episode 1, A Father's Love. Naughty Dog. Probably literally one of the saddest
the conversation that Craig Mason
beginnings
and I had,
ever.
We would talk through a sequence like that and talk through all the beats. What do we get out of those beats? Why are they important? Well, let's just get that wholesale into the show.
I think Neil and I were both excited by the idea that we could actually add a little bit more context to Joel and Sarah's relationship.
This is your chance.
It is your chance. Which, it was so good. I love that they gave the backstory
So
a little
with the
bit
show,
in the
we could
beginning.
say, okay, what's important in the sequence was like, well, we want to show the bonds of the family. Are there more ways of showing that we couldn't in the game? Because we could take more time. Like, let's show them waking up. Let's show them having breakfast. Sarah going to
Show
school.
them,
Sarah
like,
going
just
to get
doing
her
normal
dad's
things.
watch fixed.
We shared a lot of the concept art from the original game and the remake with them, and they used a lot of it very faithfully.
Which I love how much they
to
have.
make the fans that were playing the game feel like they were being true to the material.
As they should. Jeez, a lot of other adaptations could take from that. Hey,
So the beginning of the game was one of the last things we got finalized when we were making Last of Us. For a long time, the plan was to play Joel, not to play as Sarah. And it was like,
Yeah.
you as Joel would hear a commotion over at your neighbor's house, you would walk over there, you would see they're infected, then you'd head back and grab your daughter and then run. And it felt like I've seen this. And the aha moment when we're having a brainstorm and like one of the design pods was, what if you played as Sarah?
Hey.
which is perfect.
It was very important to build the relationship of Joel and Sarah.
Here.
What's this?
It's
birthday?
your
To show
birthday
their
present.
characters and what kind of people they are and how they live and relate to each other.
Kept complaining about your broken watch. You like it?
And then when things change, when things go bad,
They went bad.
Dad?
I love that you played as Sarah
Daddy?
in the beginning.
And the fact that you're seeing it through like a very innocent child made everything creepier, scarier.
Obviously, for sure. You don't know what you're doing.
You in here?
Quiet sounds mixed with like the TV was loud.
There seems to be some commotion.
We went to the window, the explosion shook the room.
Oh God.
Everything was there to create this kind of uneasy tension.
It was very uneasy. I remember playing that
There's
for the
these
first
kind of
time, and I was
elements
like,
of,
what the
something
fuck
off,
is
something
happening?
off, until Joel comes in and then has to shoot his own neighbor.
Jimmy, just stay back! Jimmy, I am warning you! Where the hell you been? You have any idea what's going on?
Where the hell you been?
Some notion.
once you get into the car, you have tension being raised by police cars coming through with all the lights.
Well,
spinning
yeah,
and
holy
the
shit,
view
it's
is very
insane.
claustrophobic.
What's happening?
Things are just very close to you.
Armies put up roadblocks on the highway. You look at a sequence like that, as an animator, you're like, oh, this is something that you get really excited for, and then you get really terrified that you're doing because it's a big moment. But
It's a
doing that, you have to
huge
kind of really
moment.
pull your attention to where we want it to be.
That's Lewis's farm.
We do that with sound, we do that with animation, we do that with lighting, with fire. All of that is something that an animator put love and care into to make sure it happens exactly the way you're seeing it.
But maybe one of the
Especially
most
with
important
adapting
things
it
to
to
show
the
within that
show,
drive was
making it
the
as
family
true
that's
to
asking for
material
help.
as it should be.
Let's see what they need.
At that moment, Joel shows you who he is.
Who do you think you're doing? Keep driving.
I got a kid, Joel.
So do we.
We have room.
Keep driving, Tommy.
And Joel
Damn.
is somebody to survive. He has to control his
Yeah,
environment
Pedro
to the best of his
Pascal,
ability to make
baby,
decisions based on
daddy.
what keeps them alive.
Yep,
He's gonna do
exactly.
everything he needs to take care of his daughter.
He will stop at nothing to take
I
care
think
of
about
Sarah.
the entire soundscape. Everything after the car crash switches from Sarah's perspective to Joel's perspective. because then it's a father trying to save his kid.
Which is such a good flip.
Tommy, come give me your hand.
The infected gets closer and closer, and the shadows get longer and longer. This intense light just shines towards you. It settles into the worst thing possible when you think that you're almost at the finish line, and then Sarah dies.
She gets
One
shot.
of the things that I did to keep myself emotionally, and it still gets me emotionally available for that, is I actually, when we temped the sound of Sarah, it was my child.
Oh.
We knew what was going to happen, and so we kind of played into that.
He used his own
It was
child?
worse,
Oh,
until it was
man.
almost a save, and then it's not.
It's okay, baby. We're safe.
Got a couple of civilians in the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
That's right. She just gets fucking shot.
The choices we made were authentic, right? We didn't want to stray away. We wanted to make it grounded.
Sarah.
Oh, man.
I know, baby. I know.
It's very
That
powerful
scene got me
to
every
have
fucking
such,
time.
a specific
Every time.
beginning to mark and shape the identity of the character thereafter for the rest of the game and for the rest of the show.
The simplicity of
Setting
Sarah's death
that
was actually
narrative.
really hard to get to, and we worked at it so hard. And Hannah Hayes, who played Sarah, did such a fantastic job. She was so believable as like a child dying. I remember that we had a few crew members that walked off set. They were like, they felt it was too much to watch that happen multiple times.
Which
We
makes
have
sense.
great
It's a hard
actors.
time.
Pedro and Nico just do this heartbreaking job. I love the game version and I love this version. They live equally in my heart.
They're both really good. Both actors and actresses just did such a fucking fantastic job.
Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me.
Always accessible, always readable, always raw. And I think to try and be honest to that as much as possible was a huge push.
Please, please, please don't. Please.
So good. It gets me every single time, that beginning. Seriously, they did such a good job mirroring that, and I really loved how they gave a little bit of background in Sarah's portion and all the stuff that just led up to, you know, the bread and then not having like any sort of bread that day. So it was just so interesting to watch those little things lead up to what is now The Last of Us in TV format. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys like in the show more so than the game, because we all know what we like more about in the game than the show, but at the same time, they've done such a great job adapting it so far, at least in my opinion. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I highly appreciate your time as always. But please do not forget to subscribe and or follow not only to my YouTube but to my Twitch. You guys know where my YouTube is at, but you can find my Twitch at twitch.tv/thegamedame. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.